this is Semhar.
Hey, this is TC.
And you're watching Table Talk. Welcome to our channel where every week we're going to be talking about 3 different topics. This week we have...
Will it last or will it pass? Is it worth it? And friend or bitch.
Okay, so let's start with the first topic. Will it last or will it pass? Semhar, what do you have?
So, the first one is, will GameStop or game stores last or pass?
So, when you ask that, what do you mean? Like, how would they pass?
So the thing is, as you guys know, a lot of games are easily downloaded from the internet. So you don't need to go to the store and buy the game. You could download some of them, like the new game, what is it?
Fortnite.
You could download it for any station and you don't have to leave your house. So now I'm thinking, is this going to be the same thing like movie stores where now they're like Blockbuster, you can't find it anywhere. So is GameStop or game stores going to be obsolete within a couple of years?
Okay. I think so, only because Toys R Us went out of business.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where you find toys. That's the main place to get toys. But people are buying stuff online, playing games. People buy toys inside of places like Target, Walmart. Like, you don't need to go to an actual toy store. You can get toys anywhere. So I think, like the way you're saying GameStop might go away, I think that could be possible. I think I'm going to regroup. I'm regrouping. I think that GameStop and game stores may very well pass.
I also think they're going to pass. I don't think they will last. Just from what we've been seeing, like you said, like Toys R Us, Blockbuster, they've all been replaced. The cable industry is going to be replaced with Netflix, my favorite, and Hulu, and all the other little Amazon. Now you can watch movies and TV shows on Amazon. So I feel like just like those have replaced the old way of doing things, I feel like GameStop will get replaced.
Right. Okay. So we stamp that as pass?
Pass.
All right, next.
The next part is a rapper by the name of Blueface.
Blueface, baby. Yeah.
So I just recently learned about him. And I'll let TC take it from here.
Okay, Blueface, baby. Alright, so he's a rapper, right? He just like surfaced, you know, like the past month or so, he's been picking up like major momentum on social media and people are really into him, but it's like half the people are really into him, like actually into him and his music, and the other half are making memes about him or like, you know, just clowning on the way he raps and stuff like that. But nonetheless, he's getting recognition. He's climbing the ladder pretty fast, but it's in such a compact amount of time that it's like, will it pass or will it last? Is this a phase? Is this something people are just into because it's different, because he's fine? Man, you know, you never know. Like, you never know. I showed Semhar some of his stuff today. What do you think?
So, when it comes to looks, he's definitely a pass. Or last.
Last forever. Pass.
So pass sounds like I'm over him.
No, he's not passed. He's last.
Yeah.
He's going to last.
Yeah.
If it's all dependent on his looks, he's going to last.
We gotta regroup.
Regroup.
For his looks, definitely a last. He is gorgeous.
Absolutely.
On looks alone, I would definitely give him some sort of deal. When it comes to actual talent, I'm not sure. I feel like I couldn't really honestly get into the lyrics because I was so focused on the tone of voice he was using. The 2 that I heard, I was like, what is going on right now? Right. One of the last ones I heard, I feel like if he uses his actual voice, his actual tone, his real tone, I feel like he'll be in the game for a little bit. I don't know how long. He is really young. He is 21. So I feel like a lot of arrogance it's motivating him, and I don't feel like that's a really good start. But when it comes to looks, I'll look at him all day.
Right. But see, then there's me, and there's girls out there like me. And I literally wake up and listen to his music every day. Like, obviously he's great to look at, he's amazing, he's beautiful. Like, I would prefer to watch his videos, but his music I enjoy. Like, I get ratchet to it. I like am like, where Blueface at, I'd be saying like, yeah, that's an ad-lib. Like to everybody, I'd be like, yeah, you know, like, so for me, like, I can turn up to his music, like, I like what he's saying, I like what he talks about, like, you know what I mean, I'm here for it. And I think that him being conceited is why I'm so into it too, because I can tell he's feeling himself, and like that actually helped me as a rapper too. Like listening to him, I'm like, oh, okay, like he's really feeling himself, like I like that. So like I'm trying to do more of that too, because I'm like realizing it shows, and like people will really ride with you if you're feeling yourself. So it's like it really is like a double-sided coin, because I also hear what you're saying too, because a lot of people are over his voice. A lot of people don't like him in general. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one thing we can all agree on is he looks good. So that's a bonus, you know? And he is for the ladies, you know what I mean? Like, but he's also like out here like banging or whatever, doing his thing. And like, I know a lot of dudes that listen to him too. I don't know. In my head, I want him to last. You know, if it was up to me, he'd last. But in the real world, I don't know. A lot of people are negative about what he says and stuff. Like,
he's a game rapper.
Which is okay. It's okay. I don't know. I want him to last. So I'm voting last.
So I am voting. I'm all about people accomplishing their dreams, and if this is truly his dream to be a rapper, I definitely want him to make it. If he could just stay true to his true voice, and tone down the gangbanging rap, he will last.
But that is his rap voice, right? Like, that's his rap.
Honestly, you guys need to go to YouTube, check him out. We don't really know him, so we're not endorsing him or anything, but definitely check him out. Have your own opinions. You just listen to multiple, because it took me like 2 to 3 songs to actually get into it a little bit. So check him out and let us know.
Yeah. And one more thing I just thought of. I feel like if he's into money as much as he acts like he's into money, he has Benji tatted on the side of his face. Like, he has 3 or 4. So I feel like if you're really out here, like, you know what I mean, and you know this is the avenue you can take to make money, and that's what you're doing, like, he's gonna make it work. So, but I have faith in him.
Yeah.
Okay. Last.
So the next part is I'm gonna go with implants. Are implants going to last or pass? Recently on TV, we've been watching where a lot of celebrities and a lot of video vixens have been coming out claiming that they've had issues with their butt implants, their boob implants, and that like they've had a lot of medical issues, and that they've opted out for taking them out at this point.
Right.
So now we're coming to think that maybe they won't.
Right. Maybe they won't last. And also you have to think, like, only a couple years ago was Paris Hilton the body that everyone wanted. Her style, which was, you know, flat chest, flat butt, like, you know, remember when lowriders were in?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, so like that, and that wasn't that long ago. That was at least like 8 years ago, like something like that, you know what I mean? Like, so we moved from that to implants, big butts, big boobs, and all that stuff over the past couple of years. So is it possible we could go back and people were like, you know what, I'm actually not feeling those implants, or I don't want a girl that looks like that? Like, the beauty standard is like forever changing, so I don't know if it'll last or not.
I hope that it doesn't last,
yeah.
Predominantly because of the medical reasons, and then also, like, everybody's built different. We all don't need to look exactly the same. I feel like if you really do want that body type, then there are different ways of getting it. I definitely understand getting those procedures if, like, let's say, like, your boobs are uneven and you want to make them even, or something to help you when it comes to, like, medical or confident reasons within you rather than what you're watching. I honestly don't find those body types attractive. I feel like too much butt is just unnormal to me.
Especially when you don't do your thighs.
Yeah, it's like, I honestly go to a gym and I could pick out each girl that's had some work done. Like, it's so obvious, and I feel like when it's that obvious, then it's pointless to do it. And overall, just really think about, like, just the health reasons. At the end of the day, I feel like everybody should do whatever makes them happy, but you really got to think about the overall health issues of it. So I feel like it would be best if it doesn't last. Right. So pass.
Pass?
Pass. So the next part is pop sockets. Are pop sockets going to last? So pop sockets, for those of you who don't know what they are, I don't have it on this case.
Yeah, me either.
But so it's this little thing that goes on the back of your cell phone and you hold on to it. So a lot of people do it for selfies or videos. It's a really easy way to hold your phone.
You can set up your YouTube and watch videos.
You can set up on your phone, so it's like a little holder. It's really cool. I actually didn't care for them for the longest until I got one. So when I got one, I became obsessed, and I figured out, like, this is way easier to hold my phone up than it is just with my hand. Like, so when you hold onto it, you kind of like rest your fingers on it. So I am all for them. See?
Yeah, I think they're gonna last. I think they're gonna continue to evolve. Because I was even in this store, and they had like a cloth pop socket, but it wasn't even called a pop socket, but it was basically a piece of cloth that goes like that, so it lays down flat, so you don't have a bulk over the back of your phone, but you can put your finger through it.
Oh,
you know,
that's smart.
So like, I think it's just gonna keep changing, but the idea of a pop socket, like that whole holding your phone in the back or sitting your phone up or like, you know, things like that, I think that's gonna last, because we're not putting our phones down anytime soon.
Yeah, I think so too, until they end up implanting into your eyeballs, like Black Mirror.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So I feel like they will last. They're definitely a last for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna last. Yeah. So this next topic is called friend or bitch. Okay, so basically we take stories and scenarios and basically decide, was that person being a friend or were they being a bitch?
So we will hold up a sign after each scenario to tell you guys what we think. Is it a friend or a bitch?
Scenario number 1. You go to a concert and your friends in rewind, regroup.
Oh, I think I sneeze.
Okay, yeah. Intermission. Okay. You go to a concert and your friend ends up going backstage with the artist, but can't take you with her. So you can't go with her. He said, only you. Like,
no friend.
I want you, you know? But she gets you an Uber home. She pays for it. She's like, you know what? Sorry, babe. Like, Puff Sugar only wants me backstage. Like,
is that a real person?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay,
it's not a real person. But I'll get you an Uber home. Is she being a friend because she's buying your Uber and basically taking her opportunity, or is she being a bitch because it's like, you know, like, dang, she's really about to just leave me, like, or, you know, whatever you might think. Like, what did you say earlier? Like, is she really just
So
hating?
I was thinking, like, let's say, like, you get invited to the backstage and, you know your friend is finer than you, right? So you're going to tell her she can't come. So that way she don't end up stealing your limelight.
Right. So there's potential for that. So altogether, like, her offering to give you an Uber, is that her being a friend or a bitch? Because in my head, as the friend, I would say, hey, do you, girl? Like, I would want her to go back there. Like, you know what I mean? I would never be like, no, like, leave with me. You know what I mean? So in my head, I would already think, like, all right, I'm going to have to shake. Like, I'm going to have to get out of here, like, or whatever. But is it friendly or bitchy for her to be like, you can't come, I'm going to get you an Uber? Like, you know? I don't think so. I think that's a tough one. Okay. Are we just gonna pop them up?
Yep, so...
Okay. I don't know why I did that. You can see right through them on the back. Okay.
So, in this scenario, I would say she is being a...
friend. Okay.
So, I feel like, one, I went with her there, so obviously she's my friend.
Right.
And then two, like, dude, usually security is really tight. One person gets in, you're lucky. So... she got in. I was unlucky. I'll go ahead and take the Uber ride back home.
Yeah, and she's paying for it.
And she's paying for it, right? And then tomorrow morning I get to hear all the tea. And hopefully there's a mansion party where we both could go.
Right. You know? Okay. Okay. And if she has my card, I would hope she would, you know, slip my card to somebody back there.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, plug me in, girl. So, next scenario. Your boyfriend constantly has been trying to get at one of your friends, and she always turns him down, and she gives him She basically gives him a piece of her mind. Like, boy, if you don't stop. You know what I mean? But she never tells you. Is she being a friend or a bitch?
So in this scenario, we think this is a tough one. I would say she's being a
Friend. Yeah, because it didn't say your best friend. It didn't say your sister. This is a friend of yours. And she's turning your mans down. But that's also, I could see you not thinking, like, that's not my place. But, like, telling him, like, boy, like, you're an ass. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I definitely think that it's awesome for her to tell him, like, not gonna happen.
yeah.
But for me, I would always like to know. Because, and then
Yes.
I'm being the foolish one in the relationship, which no one is happy being the foolish one in this relationship. So
Right.
I would want her to tell me, but I could definitely see how some people would think, like, oh, I don't want to break up the way of things, or like, what if she doesn't believe me? What if
Yeah.
he lies? So I'll just keep turning him down, and hopefully one day they'll work out, or hopefully one day she'll find out. So I
Right.
definitely think it's somewhat of the friend move. But if it's my best friend or my sister, obviously they would tell me.
And it definitely depends on the scenario, because you can tell when a girl doesn't want to hear anything
Yeah.
about her man. Like, you can tell like, if you tell her, some girls will, like, cut you off or be, like, get mad at you for it or whatever. So, like, basically, like, sometimes you might end up in that situation and just be telling her, like, girl, like, he ain't for you. You could do better. Like, and not necessarily tell her why.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a thin line, and it's very situational. But if it's just a friend of yours, then I don't think it's bitchy that she's not telling you. It's not the best situation.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. I would want to know personally, but I don't think she's being a bitch per se.
Yeah.
It's leaning more toward friend, even though I wouldn't even say it's friend. But it's definitely not bitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last scenario. Your friend always goes to your shows or games if you're an athlete, but they think you suck, and they know people think you suck, but they don't say anything. They always support you. But they don't say anything, Like, but I mean, what do you do? Is that being a friend, or are you being a bitch? Like, you show up to everything, but, like, you never told me that I suck. You never told me people think I suck. Like, they're like, I just want to see you happy,
So, in this scenario, I think they're being a friend.
Bitch.
So,
okay.
I say friend just because I know I'm one that's not going to straight up tell you that you suck. I would
Right.
definitely go and support as much as you need me to.
Right.
I don't believe in telling people if other people are talking shit about them, just because I feel
Right.
like a lot of the times other people don't matter. In that, like, you might be working on yourself or getting better at that sport slowly,
That's true.
So there's no point of telling you to bring you down or make you quit. I believe that being out playing the sport, period, is a good thing, even if you're not good at it, because at least you're being active. And so I feel like you're being a friend by going and supporting and then showing them that you care.
Okay. I'll take it back to friend. But why I thought I was more bitch is because, like, if I'm out here with spinach in my teeth and you never tell me,
That's different.
like, that's messed up. You got me walking around looking crazy. Like, like, if I'm not good and everyone's talking mess and, like, you don't even think I'm good, but you see me going out there just giving my all, like, and, like, wouldn't you want someone to, like, tell you, like, no one would advise you to stop, but wouldn't you want someone to tell you, like, hey, like, let's try something else? Or maybe, like, are you planning on working on your craft? No, there's no nice way to say
But
it.
the thing is, I believe that eventually it's going to come out. Eventually you yourself will realize that, hey, maybe I'm not that good at this as other people are.
Right.
Or maybe, like, okay, let's say you can't play the sport, but you learn so much about it, you end up being a coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but you would never have been a coach if somebody told you flat out, like, hey, you might want to try something else.
Right.
You know?
So maybe not even try. I don't know the best way to say it. You wouldn't tell them to
There
try
isn't.
something
You just let them
else,
doing
like,
it until they figure out themselves they're not that good. You know?
It also depends on how close you are with the person.
Yeah,
though.
it does.
Yeah, because if it is just a friend, then yeah, there's no need. That's not your place. But I just feel like if it's like a family member and I see them up there, you know, like, I don't know.
I mean, if they're getting better, I definitely wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, not if they're getting better.
But if they're just stagnant and they're in the same situation.
Yeah. Like, you've been rocking with them for a while and it's the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
then... But that's the thing, though. I feel like naturally they would know, and they're just doing it just because they like that level they're in.
But if that's the case, when you tell them, they're going to be like, oh, no, bro, like, this is my heart. This is my soul. I love doing this. And then you fall back and you're like, oh, like, I hear you, bro. Like, all right, when's your next show? Like, you know, like, but, like, could you imagine you telling them and being like, wait, what? Like, I thought I was out there killing it. Like, you know, like, I thought, like, I was on. You know, like, could you imagine?
I kind of feel like it's the place of the team to tell them. The coach and the team perhaps to guide them in the right way. I don't feel like it's predominantly the friend.
Right.
Because you might not know anything about the sport. Where you're over there thinking they suck.
Right.
Actually, no.
What about dance or something like that? Like, what if they're a dancer?
Okay, so if they're dancing and they're not good, then you gotta tell them.
That's what I mean.
I feel like it's different.
Okay, right. So anything. You're supporting your friend if they're an artist, if they're doing music, if they sing. What if they can't sing and they get up every day and
practice?
Sing? No, and go in front of people and sing. And it's just not right. You know? Like, what if they're a dancer? What if they're, like, a chef and, like, you throw up every time they feed you their food? Like, you know?
I'm pretty sure there's so many people dealing with the chef part.
Like an upcoming chef.
Like, so many husbands and so many wives are probably like, what? They can't.
Yeah. But you support them.
Honestly, you just gotta support them, and, like, in those situations, if you're really close to them, then you just tell them, like, hey, you know, bud, like, this isn't really working out. Let's try this. Or let me help you. Or let's get a private instructor, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you just have to. For me, I thought I really knew how to sing when I was younger. Okay. And I remember it was my sister and one of our close friends. We were over at my parents' house. Mm-hmm. And I was singing, and they recorded me. And they let me hear it, and I was like, I guess I can't sing.
Right.
You know? And it really sucked, because I really thought I could sing, and I was like, man, one day I'm going to be famous. But I can't sing. And they showed me that, and yeah, it was a harsh way, kind of, but I was young enough to snap back.
Yeah. But that might have been the nicest way. Because there is no nice way.
To let you hear it instead of thinking they're haters.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because there is no nice way. And honestly, you took that very well. Because could you imagine you hearing that and you're like, dang, like, I really am doing it. Like, could you imagine not being able to, like, hear yourself?
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, because there's some people who don't notice. Or...
tone deaf.
Like, you know, like, I don't know. Okay. So we're going to move on to our last topic.
Is it worth it? So this part is pretty much we go experience around the IE, the Inland Empire, and we tell you guys, is it worth it? So it could be anything from ranging from food spots, clubs, entertainment. It could honestly be anything the IE has or is hosting. Last week we went to the Enchanted Forest. I believe it's in...
I think it was in Pasadena. I'll drop some footage below so you can see and have an idea of what it was.
Yeah, so the Enchanted Forest was, honestly, I expected more. I thought I was going to be in a whole alternate universe, and I was going to leave out of there like thinking like, oh my god, like that was amazing. I really didn't, and so that was like, oh man, that sucked. It was good, definitely was good. I just hyped it up a lot more in my head than what it really was in real life.
Right. And what made us really realize that it wasn't so popping is because it was so cold. It was so cold and I couldn't even enjoy myself. But if it was amazing, I think that regardless of the temperature, I would have enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't enough to pull me out of the cold. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was pretty. I mean, if you're into like, you know, seeing lights or going like, you know, during Christmas time to see like the houses, like Thoroughbred and like stuff like that, then I would recommend, you know, going there because it's a mile walk. It's a mile hike through like just a bunch of different stations with lights and like you're outside. It's actually a garden, not a forest. But it but it looks like, you know, like because you're in the wilderness or whatever. So I don't know. I would recommend going if you're into seeing lights.
Or if you're into art.
Or if you're into art. But don't go if you're looking for adventure or interactive activities like with the lights or anything like that. Because there was maybe 1 or 2 stations that were interactive. And that was barely, like I'm being generous with the word interactive. So... yeah, it was nice. It was cool though. It was a cool experience. Like,
it was worth doing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
It was worth, like, if you really honestly have nothing to do or you have a friend visiting from out of town, like it's definitely something to do.
Yeah.
It's $28 per person. So it's still a little bit more on the pricier side for what it was.
Right. Actually, now that I'm thinking
about it,
but
you didn't pay for parking.
Okay, right.
You know?
Right.
So you didn't pay for parking. There was lots of parking.
And there's no time limit. Like, it's a mile walk, but you can stay in there as long as you want until it closes. So, like, I wonder if you could, like, take a lunch in there. Could you take food in?
No, they couldn't. I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's a super easy mile walk. So it's anyone could do it. You don't have to be super athletic or whatever. It's super simple. It's usually all flat ground. There's no hills or anything involved in it.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like a mile. It's more like, you know, you're just walking around, like, you lose track, kind of like, what's going on. And you stop a lot to take pictures, so...
And there is alcohol there, and you can buy the tickets online. We bought ours the day before, and just automatically gave us the option for the next day. And I believe they close around 10 p.m.? 10. I think they want everybody out there by 10:30.
Yeah.
So I would say don't show up any later than about like 9.
Yeah,
like
don't show up after 9.
Yeah, don't show up after 9.
Yeah.
They don't want you there. You don't want to be there. Don't show up after 9.
Yeah. And when you're buying your tickets online, it'll make it seem like that's your only option because it gives you a set day and time to show up. And it tells you have to come in between that 30-minute time span. Like, you know, like it's very pressing, but you can actually buy them at the gate. You can buy your tickets at the gate. And the window isn't really 30 minutes. They just do that for traffic control so people would, you know, come at a decent time or whatever. They don't press you about how long you're in there until it starts to close. They will press you to get out. Like, they're just lurking around.
They just start popping out the woodworks.
Yes. No, yeah. So, definitely I recommend going earlier. But also, it isn't year-round. It's over, I think, January or something.
I feel like they should be year-round because it has nothing to do with the holidays. There's
nothing.
No Santa, there's no Christmas tree, there's no Christmas lights, there's nothing. It's just regular artwork lights. Like, they could literally have this all year round. I would suggest to have it all year round, predominantly during the summertime so you're not freezing.
Yeah.
So that's my recommendation for them.
Right.
But I believe it's just during the holiday time, which is weird because it has nothing to do with the holidays.
Yeah, and I think they think because during the holidays people want to see lights, so let's do it in the winter and all that stuff. But it was freezing. You could barely enjoy yourself. So, like Semhar said, I think summer nights would be better, spring nights or something like that. So you can go and actually like wear like a nice dress and it be warm at night or cool, you know, like because there could be some cute pictures that you could take and stuff like that.
Yeah. I definitely recommend for all the fellows out there, first dates. There would be beautiful.
Yeah, it would be beautiful. It would be something to talk about. Taking selfies for a girl is honestly a quick way to her heart. So you'll be doing a lot of that, and that'll get her going. So yeah, that's definitely a good first date idea, and it's in Pasadena. There's a lot of stuff in Pasadena.
It's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the area
is really pretty.
Mm-hmm. And there's restaurants in Pasadena, clubs like downtown Pasadena. I don't know how close we were to downtown Pasadena, but the city itself has a lot. So like you literally could do that for like an hour and a half of your night and then do something else in Pasadena, like a Pasadena trip. You know what? This is a whole nother segment. Date night. Okay? Take your girl on a date. Here's what you do. Go to Pasadena, you go to a restaurant, go see the lights for an hour and a half, and then go to downtown Pasadena or wherever the clubs are and stuff like that. Maybe a hookah lounge or something like that. Something chill, you know what I mean? Maybe not a club, but, you know, hookah maybe, if she's into that. So, yeah, is that it for today?
Sure is, but I don't know what I'm supposed to say to it.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below.
If you have any questions for us, or if you have any friend or bitch scenarios you want us to let you know what we think, let us know. We are going to check this often, and yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to put our social medias below, so please follow us and DM us ideas. We're going to be trying to reach out to people and see what would be good topics, scenarios, and things like that. So that's another way you could tell us what you think.
We're also going to have a question and answer segment, so if you guys have any questions at all, we'll be more than happy to answer it honestly. So for our question and answer segment, just let us know any questions that you guys have. We're going to start compiling all the questions from now on.
Yes.
And you might just see your question.
Well, thank you for coming to our channel. Once again, this is Semhar.
And this is TC.
And you're watching Table Talk. Okay. That's good.